white community, or however you wanted to do it. But they were both beloved in their own ways. Marcus Smart is a flat-out villain.
Yeah.
And that villain was the defensive player of the year.
Yes.
And that villain is, to me, on defense, the mentally and physically toughest defender in the league. I know he's only 6'4"-ish, but again, all told, all added into one, mental and physical toughness, I think he's at the top of the list.
Okay.
He has done very well over his career in the time. It's the stats a little bit hazy, but in the just strictly one-on-ones he's had with Steph over his career, Steph's only shot 29% from three against him. Okay, so we got that. But on the other hand, we have the single greatest shooter ever. I have no quibble, no quarrel with that, because he revolutionized the game from three. He basically invented the logo three. He invented the great shot, bad shot. It used to be a bad shot, and now it's a really good shot for him.
Or the bad shot, great shot.
Okay, however you want to look at it, where you can't shoot that shot, and he made it fashionable.
He made it okay.
He made it like, it's a great shot because it has even more impact than the slam dunk.
It does.
It transcended the slam dunk, and on just sheer entertainment, electrical value. It's even more exciting than the slam dunk.
And that's why we see these leads of 20 points evaporate in the blink of an eye.
Okay.
The team comes down and hit a couple of those. But Skip, here's the thing: you keep saying that he came up small without Kevin Durant in 2016, but you don't mention that he's gone. He went and won it in 2015, although he didn't win Finals MVP.
He did not. But he's down 2-1 thanks to LeBron.
Right.
That's the greatest stretch of LeBron's
Can I ask you a question? I need somebody to help me this. Why is it always that Steph Curry, when he lost, they say, well, he couldn't do it without KD? KD hadn't won the finals without him. You remember KD did lose to LeBron in 2012?
Yeah.
Okay, with no Steph Curry. He has not gone back. He's won one series since he's left Steph Curry.
What did you learn this year watching your Fakers?
But Skip.
What did you learn about Russell Westbrook? You can't win in spite of him. You just can't overcome it.
But my point is, if you don't you can't say you can't win with him when you get to the finals and then try to discredit. He did help you get there. He did help Kevin Durant have a 3-1 lead on the Golden State Warriors. You see, what happened, the problem that I have is that you say Russ is terrible. But nobody was saying Russ was terrible when he helped Kevin Durant get a 3-1 lead or when he helped Kevin Durant get to the NBA Finals. It was only after the fact that people tried to use that against him. All I'm saying is this, is that when you look at Steph Curry, and who's to say Steph Curry, the way they're built, who's to say they're not back next year? Because what helped Golden State?
I agree with that.
What helped Golden State? What Golden State was able to do other than any other team? They got a generational player and had to give up no assets to get him.
Okay.
Kevin Durant came, because just imagine if you had to give up Clay, or you had to give up draft picks like they had to give up to get James Harden, or what the Lakers had to give up to get Anthony Davis. So now you don't have a Jordan Poole. Now you don't have a Moody. Now you don't have a Kuminga. You don't have a James Wiseman.
Okay, I got it. But if you see what I'm saying, right now, as we enter game one, the star of stars in this finals is Steph. It's like far and away because even if you look at his team, everybody believes that Clay just ain't what he used to be.
Well, he isn't. I mean, you can watch it and tell. You can look at the way he moves.
All right.
His touch is coming back a little, but it's few and far between. Clay go 5 games and score 15 points, and then he can explode. Steph is normally, Clay is normally right there, 22, 23. He don't have the games that he's been having.
Okay, and then we look at Draymond is a nice basketball player, but he's kind of a non-shooter, right? A non-scorer. Right. He just scores.
He does all the other stuff. He does all the shooting
but score, right? And Kevon Looney kind of does everything but score. He might get you 10 points, but you want to get 12 rebounds.
Well, you better not let him get 10 points. He gets 10 points, you're probably going to lose.
Okay, all right, so there you go. And Andrew Wiggins is still viewed as more of a wing defender. Than an offensive player to me. So you got Jordan Poole, but he's a bench player who comes in. So it's just Steph or bust. So the pressure mounts because here we go with Steph Curry. And the media runaway train I'm talking about, every story I open up on my computer is about how Steph is finally getting his due, that he's actually been underappreciated all these years, and now he's back again.
I don't know about all that.
Well, I'm reading a story. The great Howard Beck, who's been covering the league for years and years, wrote a great piece. I'm not sure I agree with the premise, but that we have a new definition of dominance defined by this little man. Right? This 6'2" player.
Well, that's the thing, Skip. This is a big man's league. And we don't normally see guards dominate unless it's Magic Johnson. But Magic is 6'9", he's considered a big. But when you look at Steph or you look at the Allen Iverson, it's not been very often that a man 6'3" or below has been able to have the impact on the game like a Steph Curry.
All right, so now I'm telling you why the pressure is mounting, ratcheting up to a 10. So Howard Beck writes that calling Curry the game's greatest shooter is like calling Michael Jordan the greatest dunker or Kareem the greatest skyhook maker. So accurate to be sure, but comically insufficient, writes Howard Beck. And the GM Bob Myers says he's so much more than that. I don't think we properly appreciate him even now, as much credit as he does get. And then Howard Beck goes on to talk about his sublime ball handling, his ability to weave in and out of traffic, his soft finishes at the rim with either hand, his mid-range marksmanship, his balletic assortment of floaters, scoops, and step-throughs, his passing and playmaking and court vision, his rebounding, especially for his size, his stout screen setting, his knack for drawing double teams, then solving them with a quick pass or shot. So he's saying he's dominating the game in ways we've never seen before, but it still counts as supreme all-time great domination. Right?
And it is. It is. They work. I mean, and he allows, I mean, it's perfect, Skip, because Clay, and Draymond, I don't know if either guy would have ever been what they became without the other two guys.
Then Howard Beck asked a number of stars in the league for just one or two words to describe Steph, and Trae Young said flat out unguardable. And then I liked what Karl Anthony Towns said, even though it's more than one word. He said, best tough shot maker in NBA history. History. Okay, so pressure is mounting, and he's called in the story, of course, the baby-faced assassin, and then this is from Shaquille O'Neal. He just loves Steph. To have a guy as little as he is do that in a league of big, strong guys is amazing, as you just pointed out. Every time I see Steph, I don't see a lot of muscle. I don't see big, brawny chest. I don't see big shoulders. I know he's 30-something, but he still looks like a little kid. By the way, he just dominates, and then he stops himself. He says, well, not dominates. It's just the way he takes over games, because Shaq's saying it's hard to go dominates when he's kind of a willowy 6'2", right? Okay.
We think of dominate. We think of Giannis. Grab the rebound, go dunk it, and then on the defensive. That's not. But Skip, he is dominating in a different way. Because that three-point shot, when he makes a couple of them, the building erupts louder than it ever did with a dunk.
Okay. So here's Klay Thompson's quote to Howard Beck to sum this up. He says of Steph, he's one of one, and there won't be another player like him ever. Now, that's a mouthful from your running mate, right? And his impact will last for generations. So right now, I don't think he might get the credit like those other greats have gotten before, but he also still has so many chapters to be written. Well, you just said it. I don't know what they might win. I don't know. I'm being conservative. Could 2, 3 more? They could. Right?
The way they're constructed, they're built to get back multiple times. And that's why I don't believe the pressure. Skip, if he was LeBron's age, let's just say for the sake of argument, he's 37, 38, or he doesn't have one of these on his belt already. Now, Skip, I'm going to say, man, I mean, the dude is 38, Skip, and I don't know how many more opportunities, but I believe he's going to have several opportunities to do what he has an opportunity to do starting tonight.
All right. So think about this. The world expects Steph to be the MVP of this finals, right? The world expects Steph to be extraordinary, to be transcendent in this series. Yet he's up against the defensive player of the year and the best defensive team concept team in the league.
Right.
The team that took Kevin Durant right out because they just said, we don't respect him or we don't fear anybody else. We're going to take him out and we're going to go hard at him and we're going to rough him up and see how he likes it. And he did not like it and he did not respond well to it. Well, you don't think the plan right now is ditto for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
This little baby-faced assassin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
But Skip, and the thing is that you mentioned his handle. The concerns of him coming out, he's so small, how's he going to get that shot off? Well, let me tell you how he's going to get it off. He's going to have incredible handles, and he's going to be able to get it off, kind of like Trae Young, who's even smaller. But when you have supreme handles, and you can get that shot off any place, anytime you want it. Steph Curry can get his shot off at any, and like you said, the best bad ball taker, creator that we've ever seen.
Okay.
You're not supposed to shoot threes falling out of bounds. You're not supposed to shoot the ball and turn your back and already know it's good before it's halfway in the air.
Okay.
He did that, and he made it okay. Normally, that's a generational thing. You do that, and then nobody in your era does that, and then once you're done, people start to do that.
Okay.
He's doing it, and everybody's doing it now. That's the cool thing to do.
Everybody's doing it. I'm going to sum this up for you. The things that I don't love about Steph is the showboating, hot doggery that I see from him that escalates, where he's shimmying or he's chest beating, or against Memphis, he gets fouled on an and one. Well, I put you to sleep, but against Memphis, he runs all